Hello students, today we're doing lesson 5.4, solving inequalities. Okay, I'm going to go through just a couple of examples and that's going to be it for today. Example 1, we are going to do an easy one. 3x plus 5 is greater than 20. So the last couple of days we've just done one-step inequalities and now we have a two-step. Remember, you're solving this just like you would an equation. We're going to subtract 5 from both sides, and that's going to give us 3x and 15. And always ask yourself, do I need to reverse my inequality sign? On this one, I do not, because I'm subtracting 5. Now I'm going to divide by 3, so I get x and 5. And again, I do not need to reverse my inequality sign. So this is my answer. Remember, you only reverse your inequality sign. Let's write it down again. Reverse or flip, if you want to say flip, inequality sign if you are multiplying or dividing by a negative. And I'm going to add to this on both sides, because I want you to remember that it has to be on both sides if you're going to flip it. Okay, so there's my what you need to remember for solving inequalities. Okay, let's move on to example 2. You're going to have negative 2x minus 6 is less than or equal to 2x plus 18. Okay, so how do I solve this problem? I'm going to first need to get my x's all to the left-hand side, right? So I'm going to subtract this 2x to put it over here with this 2x. Now I have all my x's together. So this gives me negative 4x minus 6 is less than or equal to 18, right? These two cancel each other out. Okay, now it's a simple two-step equation. So I'm going to add 6. And that will give me negative 4x is less than or equal to 24. And then I'm going to divide by negative 4. And that's going to give me x and negative 6. And because I divide it by the negative 4, that means that I'm going to flip my sign. So this is going to be greater than or equal to. Okay, so this is just solving problems the same way you always solve them, except that it's an inequality. Okay, so you're going to have to think about that inequality and whether or not you need to flip it or not. Okay, we're going to do 2 more problems. Z divided by negative 3 plus 8 is greater than or equal to 12. Okay, first I'm going to subtract 8. Remember, when you're subtracting 8, or that looks like a negative 8, don't flip your sign. It's not multiplying or dividing. Okay, so I have z divided by negative 3 is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, now to solve this, I need to multiply both sides by negative 3. And that's going to give me z and negative 12. So now I have that negative 3 on both sides where I'm multiplying by negative 3. That means I'm going to flip my sign. Okay, and then just one more that we're going to go through. And this one, I'm doing it because I saw one on your assignment and I thought it might confuse some of y'all. Okay, so I have 3/4 x is greater than 9. Okay, so some of y'all might see this and say, I don't know how to solve this. And there's actually 2 ways to solve this. I'm going to show you both ways, okay? So I'm going to write it again over here. And then you can decide how you want to solve this. Okay, how I would solve it is to get rid of that fraction of 3/4, I would multiply by 4/3 on both sides. Okay, this means these 3's cancel out and the 4's cancel out. So this whole thing is just gone. They erase each other, right? So now I have x on this side. And then on this side, the 9 or the 3 goes into the 9 3 times. So that's 3 times 4. And so my answer is 12. X is greater than 12. Okay, that's one way to solve it. You're multiplying by the inverse, and that means the flip of the fraction to make it go away. The other way to make fractions go away that you have been taught is to multiply by the common denominator. Well, if the only denominator is 4, then I'm just going to multiply everything times 4. Okay, so when I do this first one times 4, those would cancel out, and I would just be left with a 3x. But I also have to multiply the 4 times the 9. So 4 times 4 times 9 is 36. And then I can divide by 3, and I get x is greater than 12. So see, 2 different ways to do it, whichever way you think is best. You do have a problem like this on your homework. So pick one of those ways to do it. And if you get to that problem and you've forgotten how to do this, then just come back to the lesson and rewatch it. Okay, that's it for today. You will have a quiz tomorrow over this, over all the stuff you've learned in chapter 5.